What's up, guys? Boogie back again. So, guys, I have a few videos I'm going to be reviewing, reacting to, giving my commentary analysis about, and just giving my opinions, bro. The first video is going to be Joy Taylor's, and she on her podcast she brought on this lesbian lady, stad, whatever you want to call her, talking about how her experience from approaching women, and she was simply telling Joy Taylor how women can be very, very, very mean to men. But because Joy Taylor, you can tell she's a very good looking woman, unlike so many women, because they never get to approach men, they get approached by men, they get to say yes or no, they never understand how hard it is and what men have to go through, and they don't even care. They don't even, some of them don't even recognize that they're being mean. Well, maybe they do recognize, but they don't care. And Joy Taylor did say they don't care. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'll be putting all the links down below to all the videos. I'm not going to finish all the videos, but I'll be putting all the links down below.
But then when people get upset about what you said, I was just playing. Like, it's just a joke. Why you guys can't take a joke?
Yeah, I think you got to just live like that and just go like that's what I do.
Yeah. Or to your point, if you are somebody who's like, no, it's this, this, and this, and this, and this is why this is funny, then understands that you got to stand in it when you say something that upsets people.
Yeah.
Because it's just too
you can't
all
like
over the place.
backtrack the shit.
Yeah, and just stand on business,
For
like
sure.
if you use Chat GPT to get bitches, then you just a Chat.
Yo, that blew my mind. I was like, what?
No, I'm it's blowing my.
But it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. That's so corny.
Well, it makes sense that it's available. People would use it because
you're supposed to use it to like write emails.
I mean, people would go see a counselor to learn how to talk to women. Now the counselor is Chat GPT.
Are women that hard to talk to?
You know what? When I was like a girl dating dudes, I didn't get it. But when I had to be the person, because like I think one thing that women don't think about is like you don't have to approach anybody. Just the idea of approaching someone is a lot, right?
Yes.
It's just the idea of I don't know you,
right? But on the other side of that,
what's up with you.
On the other side of that is sex.
But wait, sometimes.
but like if you do it right, it could be.
Yeah, but it's still uncomfortable, because you don't know, and you know.
There's no such thing as doing it right. Now, obviously, Joy Taylor is a beautiful woman. Men are always approaching her, so she doesn't care. She just has to say yes or no to men, so she doesn't care. She doesn't know how hard it is for men to approach her. But whenever women say, oh, just be confident, go talk to her, just do this, just bring her flowers, just do this, men have done those things. There's no perfect way, there's no right way to approach a woman. Because even when you think it's right, sometimes if she doesn't like you, she doesn't like you. So it's not just about, I'm going to approach her the right way. It's about, did she wake up on the right side of bed? Did someone piss her off? Is she in the mood? Does she like you? Do you have a nice car? Like, there's no perfect way. So men are just giving up on approaching.
Don't know the reaction. And women are mean. Women are fucking mean. Yeah. Women can be so mean. And especially, I think, to, I would say, masculine presenting people as a masculine presenting person. But like to men, women are mean. And like, I think y'all think it's totally okay to be mean because of what men have been to you in society.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's fucked up. Like I was out with my ex and her friend. We were like in Martha's Vineyard. We're like hanging out at this bar. And this guy, like, he's clearly trying to talk to them. And her friend is clearly out of this guy's league, but he's trying. And he's not being rude, but he doesn't really got it. And he's like, hey, yeah, like, y'all want a drink? She's like, no. And she turns around. He's like, oh, that's cool. Like, where y'all from? She turns to my girl and she's like, why does he keep talking to me? I'm like, this is fucking mean.
Mm-hmm.
This is mean. She's like, I don't know why he's over here. I don't know why and I'm like, dog, he's just like trying to find his way. He don't know. Mm-hmm. You could just be nice.
He's just doing his best.
He's just doing his fucking best. And it's hard. Like, and you need a lot of shit. You gotta think you're also competing with other men. You know that. You're aware of that, right?
Seriously, I mean, I'm just thankful that at least um a lesbian woman who approaches other women, because I think she's the style of the masculine one, like she said, she approaches other women and they're mean to her. Now she's explaining to straight women how men feel, how they receive it. And women have no idea how hard it is to approach them, or even what they do, how mean it is to men. And this is why men are giving up. Some guys have actually, you may meet some guys who have never approached a woman in 10 years. Why? Because they tried it so many times, 10, 20, 30 years, 30 times, and women were just being mean to them, rejecting them. And now we live in the social media era where the woman will just pull out her phone, put you on TikTok to go viral. Oh, look at him. He's talking to me. Oh my God, leave me alone. So women have been telling men to leave them alone for the longest time. So men are like, okay, I'm not approaching you anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Because it's like, what's the point? There is more to lose than to gain. It's not even when she likes you, she can still reject you for the ego purpose. Even when a woman likes you, you will approach her and she will reject you just to feel better about herself, or to put you on social media and show that, get attention. Hey, listen, look how beautiful I am. Men are approaching me. So when men see that, or they go through a couple of rejections, men are like, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. Some guys are going overseas, Brazil, Asia, Africa, wherever, passport bros. Some guys are like, I'm not doing this anymore. And women are like, oh, men are so weak these days, they don't approach us. But it's like, you are always being mean to men when they approach you. So how can, like, that would be insanity for a man to see that and keep doing the same thing.
And it's like with women conversation, it's not just like you look better than this motherfucker. It's like, do you have your shit together? The ugly nigga could beat out a good looking nigga if he has his shit way more together and he could just present himself way better.
They actually usually do.
Boom. So you also are dealing with that. So like, imagine, like, I think about when I was out here getting pussy as a broke nigga. Do you know how hard that is? To really be out here with...
She's funny. She just called herself a broke nigga. I think she's a stud. You can even see. Well, she did say she's the masculine type of lesbian. So I think she's like the man in the relationship.
No money, trying to talk to bitches. Like, women don't think about it like this.
They don't.
We don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give a fuck.
But I'm okay. I'm supposed to be defending us right now.
It's hard.
So let me think of something.
It's hard
to say.
You don't even really feel like you're a player till you got some bread. Once you like finally like, you're like, oh, now I could actually do something.
Yeah.
I could actually do something. But like, I should get an award for how much pussy I got broke.
Yeah, that's why they usually say that men who can get lots of women, they are praised by other men because it's not easy. It takes time, it takes money, it takes lots of rejections. But when a man can pull so many women, that's why other guys celebrate him and they want to be like him, because it's not easy. But women don't get it.
You're really working.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, these kids don't understand the work.
You don't understand. Joy Taylor, you don't understand. With a woman of your beauty, all the rich guys who have approached you your entire career, there is no way you understand how a man feels. At least you have another woman, a lesbian, masculine presenting lesbian, who at least has experienced how mean women can be. Even in her case, trust me, if this lesbian woman is approaching Joy Taylor will be nicer to her than if this was a man. For example, Joy Taylor wouldn't mind going 50-50 with a lesbian woman, but she would never go 50-50 with a man. So that's the difference.
Be broke and to go out and approach women and get women.
And even when you got it and you're like, even me now as a confident person is like, I look good, I can, it's still like, she's holding all the cards a little bit. I can't let her fully show that, but she is, because she could just diss me. Like, she could just, because I'm the one putting myself out there.
Yeah. I can't.
That's really
I'm
putting
in a
myself out there.
different space now. Like, when I was younger, I was completely vicious to men, but I'm like, a public figure now. So if someone approaches me, I don't default to being mean
Yeah,
because
but-
I don't know why. I don't know if they're just coming up to say they like the show
But
or
that's not good.
why.
It's not because it's wrong. You didn't say I stop being me because it's wrong to do. You were like, I'm just in a new position. I can't shit on these niggas the way I normally would. So,
That's crazy. So Joy Taylor is saying the only reason she's not being mean to men anymore is because she's known, she's a public figure. But other than that, she would still be mean. That's crazy. This goes back to what I told you guys. Like, some women are mean to men. Let's say you approach a woman, hey, how you doing? I'd like to take you out. You look good. Even if she likes you, she may be mean. Oh, get out of my face, nigga. Dusty, broke nigga. Don't talk to me. You're not on my level. Whatever things they say, if they don't put you on TikTok, if you're very lucky, they won't put you on TikTok. If you're unlucky, you're going to go viral because she's going to pull out her phone for the attention. But they do that. They even reject guys they like for the ego. It boosts their ego to know I rejected a good looking guy. I rejected a guy who's dressed well. I rejected a guy with a Range Rover. It boosts their ego because they're going to tell their friends. Because it's not a thing of she rejects you and that's the end of it. No, she's going to reject you. Then she's going to tell her friends what type of guy approached her or how many guys approached her in the day. And that's why I say TikTok is even better for them because they can put you on TikTok and then millions of people can see it. And then it will make her feel better.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair, but motherfuckers be crazy. Like some men are genuinely nice, and they're just like they're just doing their best. Like this guy sounds like he was, but others are like fucking rude, or they say wild shit to you, or they fucking grab you.
but you know what it is too? I'm not defending any of it, but as a person who's tried many approaches, you're just shooting. You're just like, yo, all right, today, you're like, today I'm nice, nigga, and I'm just gonna try to be nice, nigga. And I'm gonna see how much pussy I
It
get
doesn't
out here.
work.
And then you're like, you know what?
I'm gonna be an asshole.
I'm gonna be asshole, nigga. I'm gonna be flexy, nigga. Like, let's see what that garnishes me out in the world.
Yeah, I don't.
That's true because, like I say, there's no perfect way to approach a woman. I'm telling you, there's no perfect way. Some women, you be nice and they will think you're weak. Some women, you bring them flowers or you compliment them, say you're beautiful, and they'll be like, I heard that 10 times already. Can you come up with something nice? And then some women, you'll be nice to them and they'll be like, is that how you get all the girls? It's like, I'm just being, mom, I'm just trying to be nice. I'm just giving you a compliment. It's like some women get offensive. They find it offensive to give them a compliment. So that's why guys did try different things. I'm not saying being asshole is the right thing to do, but some guys are like, and it's a good thing it's a lesbian saying it, because if it was a man, Joy Taylor wouldn't believe it. She would just say, oh, just be nice all the time. Because you've seen this all the time, right? If this was a man, Joy Taylor would be like, just be nice. Don't be an asshole. We don't, because women scream all day, I don't like assholes. I don't like assholes. But they don't like the nice guys either. And most assholes used to be nice guys at one point.
I try my best to look unapproachable. So I'm probably the mean bitch. I probably am.
You're beautiful,
Any
sure. Makes sense.
Pretty girl, like, who knows she's bad, bro, that's already.
But it's not because
you're already dealing with, come on, man.
it's not because like I want to be mean. Sometimes I just don't want to be talked to. And I get that men don't know that. Maybe we need like
how am I supposed to know?
We should just get like lights.
And also,
like we should get like light bands.
You're not gonna talk to me.
It's like green light is cool. Like red light, I'm just here to have a drink with my girlfriend.
You're
I don't
not
want to
gonna
talk
to me. And it's like I'm always put in a position to
I
approach.
talk to men though.
Always put in a
No,
position
you
to
don't.
approach. Well, not. I mean, I've been talked to. Let me not say that.
Yeah.
I've been approached by women for sure. But I'm just saying, like, especially when you're like out going, I'm going to a bar, I'm going out, there's gonna be women around. It's like, there's a little bit of the understanding of like, I should approach, hey, whatever.
Yeah, but that's because you're a woman. You're a fellow woman. Like I said, women treat lesbians different from how they treat men, even when they're in a relationship. Lesbians go 50-50 all the time, but as soon as she dates a man, oh, you gotta provide for me. The man is the provider. You gotta pay 100% of my bills. So it's clearly different. Women are willing to approach fellow women, lesbians, but some of them swear they would never approach a man. Even when a man doesn't know, even if a man has no idea she likes him, they are like, I'm never approaching. But when men decide that I'm never approaching, they complain. Oh, men are weak. Men are sassy these days. They want to be approached. Oh, men these days got no game. They're not confident. They don't want to approach us. But you say you don't want men to approach you. You don't want to talk to them. Oh, you're just out there with your girlfriend. It's like, what is it? Like, what are men supposed to do?
I think it's the setting, though. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that I will say about men that are approaching. At least in my experience, when it's like, I feel the need to be mean is, okay, like I'm at a table with my girls. We not looking around. Like we just look good. We're just out in the world looking good. Cause that's what the fuck we do. We're talking to each other. We're clearly in a deep conversation. And you just come over like just
posturing.
God. You see, we are here having this conversation, minding our business. Why would you do that?
Because there's no perfect way for him to know when to approach and when not to approach. Right? Now, if you wanna make it easy, Joy Taylor, maybe you know how when you go out and there's a table and it has reserved. If the table has reserved, you're not gonna go to the table because it has reserved. There's a sign that says it's reserved. Now, for women who are out with your girlfriends and you don't want to be approached by men, you should get a sign, put it on the table, says men don't approach us. Because at the same time, if men don't approach you and you're in the mood to be approached, you're going to complain, I was out with my girlfriends and no men approached us. We have seen those videos on TikTok, women complaining men are not approaching. But at the same time, you are saying sometimes you go out and you don't want to be approached. How are men supposed to know? So get a sign, put it on your table or wherever you are, and say, men, tonight we're not in the mood, don't approach us. Other than that, how are men supposed to know that tonight you don't want to be approached?
How's he supposed to know that that's what's happening?
Because
exactly.
We're business.
Y'all always out together talking.
Exactly.
Like,
that's what y'all do.
If we're at the bar, there's like body language. Like if you're sitting like you're sitting open towards the thing. Like if we are at a table, like eating like here.
Well, yeah, there's definitely like an energy you can sense. Like, oh no, don't do that.
Men don't read energy.
But it's also just like girls be mean. Like I could say, like I was recently like maybe last year. I'm at this bar in New York. Won't say the bar. I'm chilling. I'm a little buzzed, having a good night. There's this group of women. They're sitting in a little alcove. It's like we're chilling. Everybody's drinking. It's not like huddled up. They're kind of sitting like open circled. Boom. I'm like, wow, they look like they're having a good. I'm fully just on some, not trying to holler at anybody. I'm just like, oh man, it's really dope to see black women out here having a good time. They're like, yeah, well, thank you, appreciate it. I'm like, oh man, like I asked some woman questions like, where you guys from? They answer, and then the girl, she's like, if you ain't buying no drinks and you ain't like just boom, that's how y'all be though.
That's not how y'all be.
I'm not saying that's how you be, but that's how y'all be.
Yeah, it's like if you're not buying us drinks, don't talk to us, brokey, dusty. We don't like broke man. It's like as soon as a man approaches them, they expect something. It's like if you're gonna talk to me, you gotta buy me something, buy me dinner, buy me a drink. Like my time is not like do something for me so I can talk to you. It's like I'm doing you a favor, like pay me for talking to you. So men see that, and then once men get rejected, and then they go through that so many times, and then they see other men on social media being embarrassed, men are like, you know what, fuck this, man, I ain't approaching no more, fuck this dating shit, I'm just gonna get on a plane, go to East Asia, go to the Philippines, I don't know, Indonesia, wherever they want to go, but I'm not doing this. And then the women are complaining, oh, men are not approaching us anymore, where did the good men go? The good men got on the plane and then went to Africa, and then they went to Colombia. But what do you guys think about that? Link down below to Joy Taylor's podcast. Too personal. All right, next up, we're gonna take a trip to the PF Network, man. They've been going crazy lately, and whenever Ali's on the team, I like when he cooks. So let's get into it.
So I have another question. So I get the cooperative. I'm just asking for clarity, right? And I agree with you, Ali. I think that women have sex with men too much and too often, right? But the cooperative, I get being cooperative, but should you be submitting to a man that's not your husband? Do you submit to every man that you come across, basically?
No,
That's a
no,
dumb
no one
question.
tells you to submit to every man that's not your husband. But if you're deciding for him to be husband, he should see you should give him wife trait. You should show him your wifely traits, just like he should show you
Yes.
his husband traits. You should be wife and husband to each other prior to a marriage. So if you're demonstrating that you're your ability to be a wife to him, he should demonstrate his ability to be a husband to you. Because a lot of women be talking about, you ain't about to get no wifey traits from me, but they want husband traits from a man. So if you don't demonstrate no wifely traits to him, why would he get down on the knee and put a ring on your finger? Women don't want marriage enough. It's the control. Women are having sex with men for control. That's why you value your degree. That's why you value your career. That's why you value being strong and independent, being the boss babe, being the goddess, being the queen. You don't want to cooperate with the king. And the funny thing is, when you do submit, you get more control than the man that you ever have. The more you do for him, the more you empowered and the more power you have over him. So women fight to get power over a man. And the more you try to get in power of him, the more you lose that man. And you lose your children as well, too, at the end of the day, because when they get older, they're going to turn right back around. Because I'm happy you said that, Shayna. My mother and father were still married. My mama showed me and my daddy showed me how a man and woman is supposed to love each other. And my mother cooperated with my father. If your mama left your father, she teaches the first divide in the household, and why a lot of people pick themselves. That's why you invested in self-love. You're investing in your self-healing, which means you're making a lot of bad decisions based on what your mama did. Y'all get to every time we get on these panels, it's going to end up being, hey, she's still healing from trauma. She still had PTSD. She's still therapy. Healing. So if your mother was so great, no disrespect to none of your mamas either, you needed your father for coverage. You needed your father for guidance. You needed your father for support. You needed your father to see how a woman's supposed to be loved. And so your mama didn't have to go through all the things she went through, but she showed you to depend on yourself. And the more you depend on yourself, the more broken you become. So you need a man. But until women want the man more so than you want your degrees and your own independence, our families are going to keep being broken because you show the kids to connect to the father and you connect to the father and you keep the family together. That was your job.
Yo, he cooks, man. Shout out to Ali. Like, every time Ali is on the panel, I definitely want to hear what he has to say, because this is the first time in a long time I've seen a man cook and they don't cut in. Because usually when a guy is saying, he's dropping some truth bombs, the women come in, what about this? What about this? That is not true. That is not true. But he was cooking, and I'll give them credit. They were all silent. But one thing got me when Sean was talking is how they want their submission and their femininity to be conditional, depending on what man. Which means if he makes good money, I'll submit. But if he doesn't make good money, or if he doesn't spoil me, I'll not be submissive. That's why she was asking, well, should we submit to every man? They don't want to submit to every man, but there's one thing they want to happen. They want every man to provide for them. Whether they are going to submit to you or not, they still expect you as a man to do your duty, which is provide and protect. But for them, they want to be able to pick and choose when they can submit, when they can, be feminine. It's like, that's not a good deal for men. Like, no man is going to be like, okay, submit to me and be feminine and be nice to me whenever you want. But as a man, I'll provide and protect every single time. It's not a good deal. So shout out to Ali for cooking them. Let's go.
Are you married, Mr. Ekan Ali?
Here we go.
Almost.
So no?
Nope.
And I want to address one of these comments. Somebody said if a black woman dye her hair is blonde, she have identity issues.
Hold on. Look,
if it ain't a super chat, don't even
right.
If it ain't a
Ali,
super
can I
chat,
ask you a question?
No person.
Of course, you can ask any question.
Hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on real quick.
Wig.
Hold on real quick, y'all. Right. You got
We don't like wigs.
I'm new to this, y'all. No.
It's cute.
Ignore
It's
the
a
chat.
wig. I mean, I got natural hair like everybody else.
We up here with you. We up here with you.
I know who I am.
Ignore the chat. They doing their thing. Ignore the chat. Stay up here with us. Now, who wants to ask Ali a question?
I did.
Yeah, he said he on the verge of being
DJ.
married. Oh.
Go ahead, La. Go ahead, Ray.
I was just gonna say, because he seemed to know a lot about marriage and because of his parents. I was just curious to was he actually married?
He told you. Yeah, he answered.
Yeah, he's engaged.
Oh. Yeah, almost. But what's kind of, I'm not gonna say you being disingenuous about that question, is men will come up here and say how uncooperative women are and how hard it is to have relationships with women, and they'll turn right back around and ask if the man is married when men are telling you why they're not getting married with you.
Y'all
that they do that every time. You see how Ali cooked the whole time, and she goes back, "Are you married?" Well, if there's not enough good women to get married to, or women don't even want to be married because they want to be career women, how is it supposed to be married? So are you saying only married men should be able to say how women are conditionally submissive and feminine? Are you saying men who are not married shouldn't talk about their experiences when it comes to relationships? Because you don't just keep to a marriage. There are things you experience in a relationship, and men should be able to talk about them. If women can say, I'm dating guys out here in their bums, they don't care about women, they don't provide, they don't take me out to dinner dates, they're broke. If you as a woman can be allowed to speak about your experiences out in the dating streets, men can do the same thing. They don't have to be married to qualify to talk about them. That's my opinion.
It's like she said, y'all gotta keep marriage. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be up to you to make it happen.
No. If I'm a leader and you don't follow, we ain't going nowhere. Y'all the worst followers right now. We're great leaders, but you don't want to follow the leader. You want to be in control of how you control.
And like I said earlier, everybody be divorcing too. Everybody's been divorcing, not only black women, white women, or twice as likely to divorce y'all as a black woman. So it must be something with y'all leadership that's not here.
So you think the reason why these men are elected
if everybody
not to marry you,
some ain't hitting.
so you think the reason
we hitting now.
No, I'm saying the white women are twice as likely to leave y'all as the black women, but inevitably everybody be leaving y'all. So some must not be hitting.
What makes it that you give love? You'll talk about Karen, you'll talk about white society when it's convenient, but then you'll support her in effort with us when you know it's probably because of cultural issues where she don't relate to us and she might leave for the same reason you leave.
When I'm trying to show you.
No, hold on. Let me land real quick. Y'all copied her with feminism, and she crazier than y'all. Y'all not as crazy as white women. So if she's leaving us, she taught y'all how to be strong and independent and be for yourself as well too. But she'll lie to you and go marry and try to get resources. So if you're following the white woman and you're gonna give us credit for leaving us as well too, she's just showing you that she's doing the same thing y'all do. If y'all,
she's following us. That's what I was gonna say. She's actually following us. And another thing is, y'all black men get divorced more than all other men. Period. So I'm saying you have to put the mirror up to your.
Sure, there's more divorces in the black community, but the real question is who's filing majority of the divorces? Women. So if men look at that and like, okay, so you're telling me if I marry a black woman, there's 80% chance she's going to divorce me. What's the point of marriage again? You're telling me if I marry a black woman, there's a chance she's going to be just a career woman and not a wife. She just wants the wedding. She doesn't want to be a wife. Why should I marry one again? So you're telling me after she divorces me, she's going to take me to family court, take the house, take my kids and turn my kids against me, but still require me to pay child support. What's the point of marriage again? So yeah, there's more divorces in the black community, but who files majority of those divorces? Okay, exactly, black women.
Yourself in the microscope up to yourself and see what is it with black men in particular that all races of women, y'all are more likely to be divorced than any other race of man.
What's your name? What's your name?
That is statistical.
Hold on real quick. What's your name?
It's not correct.
The sister with the white.
It's statistically
No, what's
correct.
your name? Hold on. What's your name? Lala?
My name?
Lola?
It's Ray.
My name is Rayana. Most people call me Ray.
Hey, Ray, you ain't got no options?
As far as what?
A man that'll do anything for you.
Do I have a man? Do I have options?
No, I actually, do you have options?
Of course.
Right. You want to control the man. You want to try to change a man instead of being with a man that'll do anything for you. You still won't settle. You want to be with who you want to be with instead of being.
You telling me about myself?
You say you have options. Why you don't settle?
Good question.
What you mean settle? You want me to settle?
No, I don't know. That's not what I don't mean settle.
And that's the issue. For them, they look at settling as the wrong thing. When at the end of the day, once you choose someone to be ride or die with, you are settling. You are settling down with someone. But for them, settle is like a negative word. They think that they always use settle as a thing of I'm with a man who's below my standards. That's why she was like, settle? It's crazy to me how they flip words and make them. They made submission a negative connotation, marriage a negative connotation, because to them marriage is slavery, and now they're making settling down as a negative connotation because to them it's like I'm not. I need a man who's on my level above. I'm not gonna settle.
just anybody, if you have all these options, a man will settle with a 5. A man will settle with a 6. He'll make that 6 and 5 his 10. Y'all want to still be with the 10s. You still try to be with a man. You try to change and make him into what you want him to do.
Who me?
Facts.
Who you talking to?
I know you. I know you do it. I know you do
I
it.
don't try to change nobody.
You don't try to change the
Yeah,
man.
absolutely not. I let people be themselves.
How many
The
relationships?
biggest
Hold on real quick, Ann. Hold on, Ann.
Cook,
Why are you
Ali.
not currently in a relationship if you haven't tried? If you accepted a man for who he is, how you not still in a relationship?
Good question.
That's not on my priority list right now.
Checkmate. You don't want to be with a man enough.
Yes.
That's not he's not your priority. So why would he want to be with you?
Good question. Ooh! That was a checkmate and she didn't get it. It hasn't clicked yet. Oh my God, he got her so bad. She didn't get it. It's like you have all these options because he started by asking, okay, so do you have options of men? She said, yes, which means if you have so many options, you should be able to pick one person. And then she goes on to say, it's not my priority, which means you don't want to be with a man. You don't want marriage, which means career and making money is your priority. So, which means that's why black men are not marrying black women, because marriage and relationships are not your priority. It goes back full circle. She didn't get it. He got her so bad. She doesn't get it.
And I'm okay with that.
See?
You made my point, sister. You made my point.
I know being in a relationship is not my priority. I never said it was.
So how you blame it? So how you blame? So now you made my point.
You find a woman that wants you though. It might not be me, but
look, Ray, you made my point just now. They're not your priority.
She doesn't get it.
You prioritizing yourself.
It's not my priority, but there are women out here that would love to be married and be in a relationship.
No,
so what's the majority? Is it majority of black women want to get married, or a majority of black women saying, I'm strong, independent, don't need no man, I make my own money, I want a guy who makes 6 figures, if he makes 70,000 he's not good enough, or I want a man who's going to accept my kids? What's the majority? A majority of black women saying I can deal with a guy who's a plumber who makes $50,000? Are they saying that I'm willing to build, or do they want a guy who has a stable career and is making 6 figures? What's the majority?
About you though, I'm not talking about those. No, hold on. If you're talking about, if I'm gonna be an advocate about bad men and I'm being the bad man, it would make sense. But if I'm a good man, I'm being righteous, and that's what I'm advocating for, and men aren't getting responses from women, I can speak out for them. You're speaking about what women are talking about men, but you got all these options where you can settle, but you said that's not your priority. So how can you settle? So how can you speak against men, but you won't even settle with one?
You are actually
He got her so bad, now she's confused. You see, even the women are smiling because he got her so bad she doesn't get it.
Why I'm not in a relationship, because at this point, especially, I don't want to say this, but in the state of men right now, it would be like somebody would be settling a lot of times. It's not like I said, it's a reason a lot of women are divorcing y'all. It's not hitting.
Hey, hold on. Hey, brothers.
It's not hitting like that.
Straight like that. Darwin, Sweeney, if you had a woman that does everything you wanted to do, would you leave her?
No.
No. Are you married, Sweeney?
Yes.
You said his wife. He said his
Bruce
wife.
is married too. No, but listen what you're saying. You got all these men that do what you ask, and you go, that's not my priority.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Ali, man. Shout out to Lapif. Ali cooked so good. Woo!
But Ali,
Woo! Thanks, Ali. You cooked. There's nothing to add. At the end of the day, there's no black man who's going to watch that and be like, I can't wait to get married to a woman like her, who's prioritizing herself. She has all these options, but she's like, I don't want to get married. All right, link down below to Lapif. All right, next up, we have these women who are saying they're 10s and they don't want average men. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Naked, being, hot, being cute, some people just ain't meant to be cute.
That does speak to like we're just being controlled by what's going on out there. That's go deeper into the accountability. Like nobody speaks for me but me. So I definitely have to say what works for me and what doesn't work for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of what don't work for you.
The subject matter number 2.
Yeah.
Bring it, Dawn, because we know you have something on your plate.
No, I do have a little subject matter. So my topic is, he's a 10 or not.
Why is she looking at me, y'all? Like, I'm a 10. So she not talking.
We know that he thinks he's a 10.
I'm a 10.
But no, you know, it's a lot of average dudes out here expecting this king treatment from us queens. A lot of guys out here, they are a 6 or 7 at best. And they feel like we're supposed, first of all, you're approaching a 10. You're approaching a and then you want them to treat you like you're a 10. So tell me, Melita, what do you think about that? Especially, and I would say this is probably more prominent over 45. When you're dating over 45, these men got gout. They got a bad knee.
She is going hard, y'all.
That gout.
They got a bad knee. Yes. They sleep with a CPAP machine.
They do.
I've been there, done that. They do. You are a 7 at best, boo. And then you want to tell me, oh, you need to do this. And you got me straight. Tripping. Because at the end of the day, think about it. When we're in our 40s, we can date the daddy or the son.
Yeah, but the question is, do you qualify for the dad or the son? Because it's funny how they are laughing. You see, men are average, they're 7s, I'm a 10. For some reason, every woman thinks she's a 10. Funny how that works, right? They all believe they're 10s. But the issue is, the men that they want, they don't qualify for. Because if she's really a 10, she would have men, the type of men she wants. Now, she may have, I'm not saying she's a bad looking lady, but she's not a 10. If I do say so myself, right? She's in good shape. I like her dress, but she's not a 10. But what is funny is she thinks she's a 10, but I can bet you she's single because I don't see a ring on any of her fingers. So the question is, if you're such a 10, right? Perfect, because 10 is perfect. How come you don't have a ring on your finger? And let's say you don't want marriage. You are talking about it, which means clearly the men that you want don't want you. The men who are not 7s or 6s don't want you either.
They want us. So why pick the dad when we can date the son?
Yes. I agree. I agree. She is funny. I agree. I feel like dating over 45, 40, 50, whatever the case may be, is like shopping on a clearance rack. Like
not clearance.
Yes.
Not a clearance rack.
Like a rack.
Well, they dragging us through the mud up in here.
The diamond in the rough, you got to find that one piece that it's hard to find. I really honestly feel like dating over 45 and to what you said, you're a 10 and you have these men that are 7s, 5s, 4s, it's a lot.
Maybe it speaks to the ratios that's going on out there. They feel empowered by that.
No, the issue is these women are 40, 45, or 50, whatever the age, but that's their age range as they're speaking, right? So I'm guessing some of them have kids who are probably 20, 25 or something like that, right? So if they have daughters who are 25, 22, 23, they are competing with their own daughters for the same kind of men. Because women who are 21, 22, all the way to 45, all want, there's one thing they want common in a man who can provide. So that means a man who's rich. Now, only a small percentage of men have the means to really just spend and spoil these kind of women. Because I can guarantee you, these women want to go traveling, shopping sprees, gifts, and things like that. And if only a small percentage of men are going to be willing to do that. They're complaining about dating men in their age bracket. But the issue is, the men who have the money in their age bracket, 45 and on, and higher, are not dating them. Because they're also competing with, those men are dating their daughters. And that's the issue. That's what they don't want to talk about. This woman and her daughter want the same kind of man, a 45-year-old man who has a couple $1 million and couple houses. They want the same kind of man. So guess what? The man has all the cards. He's going to choose the younger woman who's her daughter. So she's here complaining about the man she doesn't want, rather than saying there's not enough rich men that I want and my daughter wants them as well.
No,
I'm just saying.
I think it's a balance. I feel like when you're at a certain space in your life, you know what I mean? Like I've been divorced. I've been married most of my life, and you're in a certain space you don't expect or want less than, or your standards and your boundaries are different. So I personally feel like it's a lot. It's been a lot. It's been challenging, trying. It's been a lot.
Well,
but
I mean, I'll help you out there, Melinda.
yes.
I think a lot of times they expect once you reach a certain age that you're supposed to compromise and settle. And you hear that word a lot. They say, "Oh, you're 45, you're 48. Just take what you can get." As if you don't bring a lot to the table. Think about it for a second.
Yeah, but what do you bring to the table? Because I can guarantee you can name everything a man should bring to the table. Take me to trips, provide for me, pay my bills, be nice to me, flowers, dinner dates, all these things. Call me, text me. You can list everything you bring to the table. You are 48 years old. You probably have kids. So apart from your kids, what else do you bring to the table for a man of that caliber? Because the man can choose a younger woman. You know, so that's why they're telling you you should settle. And settling is not a negative connotation. You ladies made settling and submission a negative connotation. It's not. It just means you find someone who's compatible with you. They're not perfect in every way, but you're going to choose to settle down with them. So tell us exactly what you bring to the table. Let's go.
Women, there's so much we have to do. You know, men, they put on a black tee, some jeans or sweatpants and sneakers, and they out the door. You know, they take their little bald head. We getting hair, makeup, eyelashes, nails, waxing. We got the whole situation that we have to do only to present ourselves to someone who's subpar. That's crazy. And then to say that we should reduce ourselves down because of the ratios, as they say. But when you talk about the ratios, we should really talk about quality women versus
that's good.
quality men. Because there's a lot of women out here, but you, Marcel, you know they ain't shit.
So did you guys catch that? She mentioned what she brings on the table as wigs, lashes, makeup, and dressing nice for a man. That's what she claims she brings to the table. Like, I've never heard of a man asking a woman to put lashes on. I've never heard of a man asking a woman to put on a wig. In fact, most guys are asking women to be natural. They prefer natural women, not too much makeup, if any. Maybe be in shape, look good, but those are things you do for yourself as a human being to present yourself well. But she mentioned makeup and wigs and lashes as what she brings to the table. So that is supposed to make you qualify for a high value man, a man of high quality, high caliber man, because you have lashes and makeup on? Damn, we are cooked.
I'm really just taking this all in. I mean, I'm not going to I can't really elaborate on, because I mean, from Dawn's perspective, though, the question is, what is she saying? Like, what's that standard there, right? I don't, what she considers to be a 7 to whoever could be a 10 to someone else. So I think that right there kind of mixes the bowl. That's the first thing, right? Because where you are in your life, that's going to create your standard. That's one. I mean, again, born here in the DMV, District, Maryland, Virginia, for you guys that are national. It's just what it is. It's just kind of like in Atlanta. It's going to be the ratio issue. It's going to be way more women than guys. I wouldn't want to be a female in that situation because it does lend to some of the things that you hear Dawn speaking to. Like, you're just going to have guys that are willing to take a shot because they already know that, listen, like, if I see it, whatever, we can say a 10 is whatever somebody's perspective is, but that guy sees a 10, he feels emboldened to take the shot because he has nothing to lose. First of all, like, that's just what it is. Now, what you do with that shot, that's that person, that female's perspective. But I just think that when it comes to that issue in general, it's more really about just, again, where those two people are in life. And if your standard is whatever that standard is, and you can't find a guy that's going to meet that standard, and you feel like anything under that standard is basically you compromising or settling, then you have to be equipped mentally to be rolling solo.
Facts. Because these older women, they're not complaining because there's so many average men who approach them. They're only complaining because the kind of men they want, the older rich men, don't want them. They are choosing their daughters. That's the only reason. I've never seen someone complaining because most people, if you're applying to a job, right? Let's say you're not even applying to jobs. If I'm trying to work for Amazon as a software engineer and I need them to pay me a certain amount of money, I'll be a fool to complain if smaller companies are coming towards me with a lower salary. They're coming to me. I shouldn't complain why they're coming to me. I should figure out how to qualify for the Amazon position that I want, not from the smaller companies. So these ladies are complaining that average men want them and they're tens and they're queens, but it's like the kings that you want don't want you for a reason. So maybe look in the mirror, put down the ego. Maybe you gotta lower your crazy delusional standards, because what you qualify for at 45 years old is not what you qualified for when you're 25. So maybe some of these ladies dated rich guys when they were younger, but they get stuck in that mindset thinking that the millionaire who wanted them when they're 25 with no kids should want them when they're 45 with 4 kids. And that's never going to happen.
That's just the way this works. Because you already said it. You're like, I'm not going to go down. It's only up. And if up is the only option, then you have to, you have to deal with what you're saying, that you're diminishing that pool, right? And when you diminish that pool, you can't complain about what's left. And then to wrap this up, what's left, everybody's going after that, right? The visual basic stuff that we're talking about, keep it simple. We can go, he has to have a great job, height, nice car, all that bullshit fluff. At the end of the day, every woman sees that. So now you got that guy that you got to deal with that has his pick of the litter. So what you gonna do with that guy? Is that the guy you want that can have 5 women? So I mean, it's a mixed bag there. It's not as simple as the way that's kind of outlined to be. But again, to me, on the dating issue, on that issue particularly, it's to each his own. But I mean, the opening up, you're absolutely right. There are many guys are taking a shot at the 10. What they have to lose? They have nothing to lose.
Which is why women.
So that's the thing. Like, men will date anybody, or at least they will shoot their shot at any type of woman. Because at the end of the day, men are not just looking out for specific women. Now, unless even rich men will go, they don't say, I'm a 10, I got all this money, I look good, I'm Chris Brown, so I will not date a woman who's a 3. That's why we hear all these weird statements from women who are 350 pounds talking about, I was dating Asha. Because men don't care. Men will date any type of woman if they want to. But women are like, oh, I only want this kind of guy. If he doesn't make this certain amount of money, he's not my kind of guy.
Have chosen, and I find that a lot of women are choosing to stay single.
I agree.
It's like it's peaceful.
It's peaceful.
Yeah. I mean, nobody ain't got time, and you just have 5 boyfriends.
A whole roster.
It's
the starting lineup.
As soon as one say no, you call the next one.
That's what's changed, though.
I mean, and it's all
you feel like that's changed.
Because
You've seen that?
For me, I'm just entering the date scene, and I can really only date one person at a time. I can.
Really?
I mean, I know that a lot of people saying date them all, but I have to focus, and I need to know. I do have to focus. You know what I mean? And I do not feel like I am giving you a fair shot if I'm checking for Joe and checking for
That's great.
John.
I mean, at least we have one sensible woman on the panel, because this one is talking about she wants to date 5 boyfriends at the same time. Now, this woman is 45 or 48, whatever the age. If she's preaching to date 5 guys at the same time, I wonder what message that sends to her daughter. And I wonder what message that sends to her son. Because she's old enough to have adult kids, sons and daughters. So if the older women are dating 5, 4, 6, 7, 8 guys because they can't find one rich guy to have by themselves, what are the younger generation of people going to do? It's crazy. I mean, dating is cool. It's getting worse by the day. I mean, if a 45-year-old woman's talking about, I'm a 10, I don't want average men. It's like there's so many good average guys, but because they don't make the kind of money to spoil these women, take them on trips to Dubai and London, they don't consider them good men. They consider them average men. And then they consider themselves tens and queens who deserve the whole world. It's crazy. It's tough out here. What do you guys think about that? I'll put down the link below so you guys can complete the video. All right, next up we have Lapif, man. Like I told you guys, every time Ali's on the panel, I like to go through the video because he cooks. So without further ado, let's go.
I'm trying to figure out which perspective we didn't go and went left, right. Put it this way. We were just discussing if immigrants can teach us. We were all immigrants into this country. Some of us didn't ask to come here, but obviously a lot of the immigrants that come here still focus on family more so they do focus on the money. And when they're making the money, they invest in their family and they expand. But ironically, when we talk about the importance of finances and legacy, a lot of times we use the money to separate from each other. And respectfully to the sisters, when men make money, they build families. When women make money, they get rid of their men. So a lot of sisters, the most high earning income women are having less children, and the women who have less money have the most children, where men who are mostly educated and have the finances are having children, and less educated and less men who are less financially adequate are having the less children. But every time a woman advances, and then women say they fought for equality and feminism was supposed to make you equal to us and be able to help you bring us to a different level of in a society together, y'all separate from us when you make money. So if something immigrants can teach us is that when the woman comes here, she builds with her man instead of making money and separating herself from herself and say she makes her own money. She gets her own car. She gets her own house. She builds with her man. So immigrants can teach us a lot of things because that's exactly what black men used to do and black women used to do as well too. We had the highest marriage rates from 1860 to 1960 until the white women convinced the black woman to pick herself, even though she still, who said it? I think Aunt Shan said the white woman still marries her man. Like she chose to go, they got her to go to work, but black women literally say, I don't need you anymore. So the things they can teach us is how greatly it can impact our future kids by coming together. And it starts with the woman, because once you choose yourself, you create disorder and you don't have the man there for you or your children.
Facts. Like when a woman makes some money, she's just going to say, I'm independent. Independent of who? Of a man. Yet when men make money, they're like, okay, I gotta provide for my kids. I gotta find a woman to provide for, to take care. I want to take care of my woman, my parents, my kids, things like that. When women make money, they just want to go to Cancun. Now, unless they're single mom, but even when they're single moms, they would rather make the money, use it on themselves for wigs and traveling with their girlfriends, and then ask the dad for child support. Sometimes if the dad pays way more child support, she's going to use some of that child support, not for the kid, but on herself for the wigs and whatever else she got going on. So it's like, it's a double-edged sword. It's very rare to find a woman who makes good money, who's going to respect a man, or he's even willing to be on the same wavelength as a man. She's going to be like, oh, you're not willing to provide for me. I make my own money. I don't need you.
It's easier to teach black women to pursue their own individuality whenever they don't even want order. When they are raised to despise any order or structure, it's easier to give them that path. You know what I'm saying? So
I have a question, and I agree with a lot of what you said, Ali. But there's a part in there that we're missing out. I think that most women are in relationships with men. I think the problem is the men are not asking these women to marry them. I don't know many women who've not had a struggling man who's been in a relationship with a man who's helped them. Because most of the women I know, if you're with someone, you're with them wholeheartedly and you're going to go to bat for them. But he's just not getting on his knee and asking her to marry him. So at what point, we talk like marriage is in the female's hands, and that's not the truth.
It kind of is. Sure, the man asks the woman on bended knee, hey, will you take my hand in marriage? Will you marry me? But the woman has some part to play in it. If the man doesn't see any benefit to marrying you as a woman, he won't. If you don't show any wifely, characteristics, then you're not wife material. He won't marry you.
No, she don't want to get married. Why would you ask a woman who doesn't want to get married to be married? If when you pick yourself and you end up being a 304, you end up being sexually liberated, you end up saying you a single mother, you end up talking about you traumatized and broken and unhappy, you start neglecting
My
yourself,
body, my choice.
you start being destructively prideful, you start becoming a Christian, and then you somehow forget about the man, and then you have this statue that they build and that makes women promote being the worst of yourself. Why what would promote men to get married with women today if they don't stay loyal to monogamy? Because tell me, what age are women asking to be wives? You're not asking to be a wife
35.
at 18, you're not asking to be a wife at 25, you're not asking to be a wife at 30, even though most women do get married at 25, 29. But even if men do marry you, women still leave. So
Yeah, they are saying, I'm going to do my career, and then at 35, I'll think about marriage and kids. And I'm talking about, the women who don't have kids yet. And then those who have kids, they'll say, I'm going to take care of my kids first, my career, and then at 35, at 40, they're hoping there will be a rich husband God prepared for her when she's done with her career.
if we're not rewarded for being loyal to you and committing to you and being righteous brothers, and you still leave, why should a man marry you if you don't even stay loyal to monogamy? Y'all mastered being by yourself and not wanting to be married. So why should a man keep compromising himself and his heart and keep wanting to be with women who are not loyal to monogamy?
And white women are twice as likely to divorce a black man than black women. So y'all really got it bad right now.
I want to go ahead and get. Hold on, y'all. I want to go ahead and get Missy in there. She been Mrs. E in there. She been kind of
You should let what's called answer his question. That was a really
the answer when the question when he answered, sweetie.
I'm trying to spread it around. You know what I mean? So
of course, but she said we're not trying to get married.
So, so Ali, when we look at the internet, everything that you're seeing is absolutely true, right? But I know that you have had a woman who's been down for you. You're a nice looking man. You've got a lot going for yourself, right? So most men have had that person in their lives, especially if you're just that guy, right? So my thing is, but I do get.
Did you catch that? She said, especially if you're just that guy. Usually just that guy, it means you're either tall, charming, you get the money, especially the money.
Your point. What I got out of what you were saying was she has to present herself in a certain kind of way, maybe less access. If she does that, then maybe he will ask her, take it to the next level. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't agree with. Most women will give you her box. She won't give you cooperation. I can get a woman to give me her box before I can get her to cook some cornbread. Like that, you can get a woman in the bedroom all day long before she does anything that's feminine or ladylike for you. So I mean, how many women will actually cook for a man and say, "Hey, look, this is what I can do for you if you're with me," versus saying, "Hey, here's my throat and here's my body in the bedroom." Most men can get most men can get sisters.
I'm not cooking. I don't got no throat. I don't got nothing. That's probably
right.
She's lying.
Those are the women. So, and I think that we have to be mindful too that every area has different types of women, right? Maybe that's the women that you're exposed to.
All right, Sean, you need to stop it. You are not going to sit here and tell us that your 2, 3.5 friends are the majority of the women out here. Majority of the women here are strong and independent and scream they don't need no man. They scream they need a man who's 6 feet. They scream that if a man is not taking them out on a $500 dinner date, he's not good enough. They scream if a man who wants to go 50-50, he's not good enough. They scream that they're going to pursue their career, and then when they're 45, they will think about marriage. Why is Sean acting like as if majority of women are dying to be married, majority of women are dying to be with average men making $50,000, like majority of women are out here submitting and cooking for men? How are you going to cook for a man if you're working 8 to 5 every single day, coming back you're tired, and then you're going to be the same woman screaming, oh, you're not a slave? Like, she's being disingenuous, and I hate when women do that.
That, or maybe in your area, because the women I know, they cook for, I'm from Alabama. You cook for, it's just known.
The 2 women that you know.
Cook for the family. You have several different meats. It's just normal.
Shayna, I know you want to go to your anecdotal, but 71% of our women are unmarried. So you must have a special group of women in your group.
No, it's not. Because those women too are unmarried and they cook.
So why are they unmarried then?
Hold on, y'all. Before y'all go down this rabbit hole. Hold on, Shan. before y'all go down this rabbit hole, can I get Mrs. E in there? And then we'll circle back around to that.
Lapeef, I can't see him.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good night, everyone. How you guys doing? I hope all is well. I just wanted to say that I absolutely agree with what Ali is saying, because I do understand that, yes, us women, we go through some things, but at the same time, we also have to take responsibility of what we put ourselves through. And to the point of the 70% of women being unmarried, it's more than likely of the simple fact that they go into the relationship thinking that, oh, you know, if I gave up this, if I gave up that, if I show my body, if I do this thing, like showing wifely things to him way too soon before he even get the ring, then hopefully I could just like, you know, I'll be able to get the ring. But majority of the time they're not talking about the marriage. They're just talking about getting with the man, and that's about it, you know? But yeah, that's what I have to say. I'm sorry, I have a full house.
So can I just make a point?
Yeah, we can circle back around. I just wanted to make sure she got in there because she haven't been able to speak. But y'all.
So when we talk, because when I hear people in the panel, right, and they always talk about, oh, my mom, she used to cook, she used to do all these things. You guys don't do what our parents do, but your mama was single too. Most of y'all didn't have y'all daddies. So the point is, my point is saying that it's just cooking and cleaning is just not enough. It takes more than just cooking and cleaning to keep a man.
Yeah, but women don't even want to do the cooking and cleaning. They call it slavery. Even then, how are they going to cook and clean? How are they going to cook and clean if they go to work 8 to 5 every single day? It doesn't work out.
It's how you present yourself. I mean, there's so many more things to it than just that. So I just want us to make sure we're not just saying, oh, because she's not cooking, she's not cleaning. There are not only things. There are a lot of people who cook and clean who don't have men, who are not getting married.
I think he just used the example as far as the box, like how simple it is. It wasn't more or less like this is what it takes, but he definitely used it as an example of, you know, it's easy to just get the box over anything she can do for me. Like,
and I can agree with that. I think that
throw it. Wham whammy is like, it's just.
If I can explain, essentially what he's saying is, and I know we kind of harped on the whole cooking thing, but essentially what he's saying is, and we've actually heard women say this, they will give a man her ass quicker than she would give him her submission. So quicker than she would give him all the things that a man would need in a relationship, all the things he would require in a relationship. She would give him ass all day. But when it comes to those things, submission, being able to be cooperative with him, working with him, some women, he may need her to work with him. You know what I mean? She might have to work alongside him. And she said, I ain't going 50-50 with him. Right. It's like they are more willing to have sex with the guy than they would to actually cooperate with any man unless they deemed him worthy.
And the crazy part,
and in fact, some women have even said they would rather have a baby with a man than be married. I kid you not. Some women prefer to be single moms than being married. Because usually, I don't know how this works out for them, but they believe marriage has more responsibilities than being a single mom. And usually, it means they have to follow a man's lead. Means they have responsibilities to a man, to the family, and not just to herself. But when she's a single mom, she makes her own decisions. She doesn't have to involve the dad. But when she's married, she knows she just can't take the man to court and take him to child support unless there's a divorce. And also that takes time to go through.
The crazy part about the sex thing is that's not even sustainable once you transition into marriage.
I don't know why we're
given the fact that, hold on. Let me land the point. The sex thing is not even lucrative. It's not even sustainable once you transition into a marriage, because then now you got to deal with them withholding the sex. So if that is the only value they led with, and they were just so eager to give up, you don't even have assurance that you're going to continue to get it at the rate you were getting it for her to.
Facts. Some men are in sexless marriages and they can't even leave. If you guys are watching this video, you probably already watched a video where there's a woman who was on Lapeef talking about how men should accept sexless marriages. and they shouldn't cheat even if the woman refuses to be intimate with him. It's crazy tough out here. So, like, for a man to make a decision to get married in 2025, it's gonna take lots. Because men, back in the day, men used to marry for love, but now men are like, okay, what do I get in return? What are the ups and downs? What are the disadvantages? What are the advantages of getting married in this climate? Men are weighing every single thing when it comes to marriage. It's no longer just about love, because men can be suckers for love. You know, we like to be romanticized, the Disney fantasy, but men are like waking up and being like women, because women, shout out to CGA, he said that women are in business, men are in love, but men are also waking up. They're like, okay, fuck this love shit. I don't want to be, destroyed because I married for love. So men are weighing all their options before they get married, and women don't like it. But shout out to Lapif, link down below. All right, next up, we have favorite of the show. You guys love when I react to Anton Daniels panels. So shout out to Anton Daniels and everyone on the panel. Q, Pink Pill, Darlene. Some of you guys like Darlene. Some of you guys like Jess. I love Kamaya because sure it stands up for men. I know. And shout out to Anton Daniels, man. Big motivation. I'm part of his Patreon, so shout out to him. All right, so let's get into it. Women wanted to be strong and independent when it benefits them. Let's go.
Correct, because you get called a creep.
It's either they got an attitude, they call him, they cuss them out, or you got all this sexual assault type of stuff.
Correct, you think they trying to do something with you.
You got a resting B face. It's like, so I would get why men don't want to help certain type of women, right? But it's like, I'm not going to say all men. I've never encompassed that at all. So for her, does she look like an inviting type of women to help out?
Yeah, but it's like she gonna give you some lemonade if you help her. Like, I don't know, she look like an
but all women don't need to get helped or saved. Some of these women are insufferable. They don't need to be helped
themselves, not lifting up a box or something.
Just to help lift up a box is not. She's not like just help.
And then guess what? If she's gonna ask for help, and she gonna give an attitude. No, I got it.
Or worse, like people literally will sit there and call you a pervert, or you thinking that you're trying to have sex with them or something, or try to get their number. Like, there's so many different situations that will cause for a man to do these type of things, and yet we're sitting here wondering why it's so hard in the dating scene for a lot of the single females, because look at the expectations that people have for strangers. Like, why? Like, I can just imagine somebody that you're actually with.
I'm not helping people that don't tip. Number one, hold women accountable. They don't have compassion for their fellow servers, and I don't help people that don't tip. That's
Lord have mercy.
That's B.
Well, good thing that a lot of people help me. So
it's
our
fault
because we can't hold women accountable.
Wait, Danny, you on the delay, Danny.
Secondly, the other part of that is, y'all say y'all don't need us.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all say that y'all don't care about us. Y'all decentering men. It ain't about none of that shit.
Yeah, the 4B movement. You guys have heard about the 4B movement. 4B movement, I think. 4BF or 4B, whatever the hell that is, where the women are saying that they're going to date men, they don't want to talk to men, they don't need men, all this shit. It's like in one sentence they scream strong and independent, don't need no man. But when a man doesn't even say hi to them, help them fix their car tire, help them lift groceries, help protect them, then they scream, where did the man go? Men don't like women. They're not helping us. They're not protecting us. They're not providing. They're not taking us on dates. It's like, which is it? Do you need men or you don't need men? Are you strong and independent, or are you weak and dependent on men? Which is it? Pick and choose.
Okay, you got it. You got it. Why am I throwing my back out? Because you under duress. Why would I do that when y'all said that y'all got it? You say on a regular basis, y'all don't need men. You can do it on your own.
They do.
We civilize the world so that y'all can have y'all level of independence. Now it's competition. And now you a competitor. Why should I help you? What is it? What is it? I'm gonna tell guys like this: do not drain your energy or your life force focusing on a woman that don't even give a fuck about you.
Facts.
If I don't know you, if I don't have covering over you, if you're not subjecting yourself to me, if you're not a person that is directly tied to me, I don't know you. I'm treating you just like everybody else in these streets. I don't know what your intentions are. I don't trust y'all no more. There's been too many examples of people that is taking advantage of men and stuff like that. And so protect yourself, kings. Listen, if I see you, and I'm going to say this like I say it all the time, if I don't know you and you are getting mauled in the parking lot, I will call the police.
Yeah. Do you guys know how many men have lost their lives because they're trying to help a strange woman? Like, you are on the street and then you see a guy and a woman fighting, or the guy is, assaulting the woman, they're in a relationship. Some guys go in to help, and then the guy shoots them down, and then the woman runs away with the guy. She protects the guy who just killed the guy. Guys have lost their lives. Or some guys jump into situations to help the woman. They beat the guy, he dies, now they're going to go to jail. But the woman doesn't care if you're going to jail. She's just going to get a new man. So, if you put yourself in a situation trying to help a strange woman, just know when things go left, she's never going to help you. She's not going to pay your bail money. She's not going to help your kids after you're dead. She's not going to call your mama and say, I want to thank you because your son was trying to protect me and my boyfriend killed him. The boyfriend is going to kill you, and then they're going to stay together. But you're dead because you're trying to protect a strange woman that you don't know. So you got to be careful, man. The best thing you can do, like Anton said, call the police, because you're going to lose your life. You're going to go to jail for shit that had nothing to do with you because you're trying to protect a strong, independent woman who didn't ask you for help.
That's it. Not putting my life on the line.
Oh, by dogs or people?
Either or.
Dogs or white. We toss the white out here.
Bears, people, midgets, children, retarded people. It doesn't matter.
Oh my God. I don't believe you. I think that if an older woman needed help with the chair, you would help her. I do, because you are a Christian.
What happened?
You're a Christian, and that's what you would do. I don't care. You can talk all that ish, but you would.
Who needed help with what?
I'm saying that if a little old lady needed help with picking up a chair, you would do it. Exactly. And we all know you would do it because we know that because of how you think and your religious beliefs. So I don't even know what we're doing here.
But even the little old ladies will ask you.
You know what I see when I see old people, especially old women? I see women that probably did somebody dirty in their past.
And they probably did. Every woman on this panel has broken a couple has broken couple hearts of men's hearts. Every woman, because they're all good-looking ladies. So I can guarantee you, there are 5 or 3, or even maybe sometimes 10 that have used men for free dinner dates. They have broken a couple of hearts of men on this panel. So Anthony is right. So that old lady, especially if she was hot when she was younger, she probably did some men dirty.
I'm telling you the honest to God.
That you go to, do you think that about the old ladies at the church?
I see women that at some point was younger and they did something dirty to somebody else.
So it's not about protecting yourself. It's about
do you know how hard it is for you to be an older woman and don't have nobody to love you at all? Nobody want to help you?
She probably outlived them.
No, I'm saying that if you saw somebody in the street.
Do you know how difficult it is? Listen, we love the most diabolical of our mothers and grandmothers and all of that stuff. We still be there for them ugly bitches. Do you know how difficult it is for you to grow old and nobody likes you? It means that at some point in your life, you was really an evil son of a bitch. And I believe you. I believe you. Fuck you. Get the
You don't even know her. She just needs help with the chair. And you're putting all these narratives on someone who just needs help with the chair.
Yeah, but if you're strong and independent.
This baggage you have about this person that you're imagining has done all these things. She just needs your help with the chair.
She probably accused somebody of sexual assault.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's funny, but she probably did. Who knows? She probably did. I mean, they do men dirty, but you never know. So if you're being there, Captain Save, being the white knight, trying to be the good guy, you never know what some other guy is going through because of her.
I know she did. I know she had a false accusation on somebody.
Bro,
No, I'm listen. I'm telling you right now. I don't want y'all to get the wrong impression. If I'm telling you right now, and this is on everything, this is the honest to God truth. If I see you in a confrontation in a dark alley, or if I see you fighting with your man, I'm not helping you.
That's not a good situation.
I am going to call the police,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna
Yep.
say, "Hey, we got a domestic dispute. I don't know if she started it or not,
Mm-hmm.
but that man is in that alley trying to defend himself against this woman. Can y'all come and investigate?"
Anton is being the judge and the jury. He's like, hey, guys, there's a there's a man whooping a woman's ass, but he's defending himself. That's funny. I mean, that's the best thing to do. You gotta call the policeman. You cannot jump in situations that you don't know. I told you guys, men have lost their lives trying to save a woman they have no idea about. Now, if that's your sister, if that's your mama, cool. If that's your daughter, do what you gotta do. But if you don't know this woman, please stop jumping in people's businesses. Because trust me, that could have been the 10th time they're fighting, and every time they fight, they still go back to that night and fuck. Like, you gotta stop. Most of you guys want to be white knights so bad. Like, leave people's issues alone. If you want to be helpful, call the police. Even the police will tell you, just call law enforcement. Don't jump in situations that have nothing to do with you. The guy will kill you, and then your mama will be crying of how you're a good son and you didn't deserve to die. If you got kids, maybe protect your baby mama. Don't protect random women. Because the guy will kill you, and then she will go on that same night and fuck the same guy who killed you. She will run away with him. You gotta be careful.
Can you please come and investigate? I know that this man did not do this by default. For whatever reason, something is happening where it seems like this man is getting attacked by this woman. I don't know what's going on. If you guys can get here and investigate immediately, that would be helpful.
Like I'm saying, a little old lady on the streets of Detroit. She lives in a tenement, and somebody left a chair that had a sign that said "free" on it, and she's
God
on a
did not want
limited
her to have that
budget.
chair. She probably a pack rat. She probably a pack rat. That's a fact. Older people shouldn't be pack rats. They hold on to stuff.
Appreciative of you. You're supposed to find good people.
We were supposed to pick up chairs and throw our backs out.
You know what? I hope I don't live next to you when I get old, then, because I might need help with the chair, and my husband might be gone. He might be dead, and I might need help with the chair. And you're gonna be like, you got somebody locked up.
Older women, I believe this. Whatever happens to older women when they age negatively, most of the time it's some karma that's coming back to get them.
Kind of true.
It's karma that's coming back to get them.
Can I ask the girls a question?
They did some stuff that they got away with, and every once in a while, God let them know right before they die, I remember you. And they give them a little wink if something happened to them negative, and then that's the end of it.
So every old woman who needs help is probably a sociopath.
No, most women have not been held accountable for things in their past, and just because they old, we think that they wasn't diabolical when they was younger.
Facts. Like our grandmas, if we're gonna be honest, our grandmas were vicious. If your parents could tell you exactly what your grandmas were doing out here in the streets, you would know that your dad, your mom, is probably has a different dad from the one that you think is their dad, is your grandpa. So some of our grandmas were out here in the streets. And remember, back in the day, there was no DNA tests. So the only way you could know if she can really tell you, or if you can really hear rumors that she was in the streets. Other than that, some of you, your grandpas raised your parents, but they're not actually the real fathers. They're not your real grandpas, because the grandma was in the streets.
Real quick.
She probably had some children by another man that wasn't her husband and dying with the lie. And it's dying with the lie. Dying with the lie.
Ask the ladies a question real quick. Do you guys believe, do you guys think, or maybe in the middle, do you guys think in a little bit for the way men feel these days, as far as helping women, doing extra stuff, do you guys think that it could possibly be women, us women, fault because our lack of holding women accountable for bad behavior and all the wild things that they do, so therefore men are losing faith in women?
No,
you don't think it could be our
You don't trust y'all?
I don't think so. I mean, you don't teach men to operate in fear. You don't teach men to operate in fear. If we don't have men.
What do you mean you don't teach? It's so easy for her to speak on it because she has never been in a situation where a man is accusing her falsely. She has never been in a situation where she's being canceled. She has never been in a situation where she has to lose her life because she's protecting a man. She has never been in a situation where she has had to pay for be used for free dinner dates. She has never been in a situation where she has been, lied to about if she's the real mother or she's the real father of the kid or not. She has never been in a situation where she has been forced to pay child support for a kid that doesn't belong to her. It's so easy for her to say, oh, men are just being scared, insecure, and weak. And it's so easy for her to do that because she's not a man. She will never get to experience what it means to be in those situations. And so it's so disingenuous, and it shows you the level of I don't give a fuck about men. That's the highest level.
Y'all told me at the beginning of this show that Cassie didn't know what she was doing. You think I'm gonna trust the judgment of women that can't even identify a demon when they see one?
Good point.
Y'all told me that Cassie is a victim. I said, hell no, I would never believe my fate up to these women.
And that's women's fault for not holding up. I hold women accountable. You know what I'm saying? But it's a very small percentage. And I don't know how you can say that.
Y'all said to me by default, y'all said that Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion. That's what y'all told me. I said, wait a minute, guys. I said, wait a minute. We gotta let everything come out. I don't believe that. Y'all said throw that motherfucker under the jail. And I'm supposed to help them same women that's under duress?
Yeah, no.
Did you?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, men have learned from other men's situations. You got to protect yourself. You got to be careful. Because as men, one false accusation will end your life, will end your career, will take you away from your kids, will get you on child support for 18 years. There's so many things that as men you just gotta be careful. Now, shout out to this lady. At least she's saying she's holding women accountable. But until we have more women holding women accountable, it's never gonna change. Even then, the women who try to hold other women accountable, other women call them pygmies. So the sisterhood or sister code, whatever it is so strong, and I don't see it changing anytime soon. Now, obviously, conversations like this, a good start, but I don't know, man. But shout out to Anton Daniels, full link down below. All right, next up, I wanted to react to this because when big shows or big media are talking about the issues with dating out here, you gotta take it serious. They're saying there's not enough eligible bachelors, good men, good high earning men, and women have to choose just from a small percentage of men. So without further ado, let's go.
A new article from Business Insider seems to be good news for some bachelors. Some single men are actually benefiting from the so-called male loneliness epidemic. Nice guys who have basic social skills and a job seem to have more romantic options than ever, especially on dating apps. But with a seemingly dwindling pool of eligible men, most women are having the opposite dating experience. So for more on this, I want to bring in Business Insider senior correspondent Amanda Hoover to talk more about this. And Amanda, you open your story up by describing a dating experience you had with a man that seemed to be going great until you saw his apartment and it wasn't what you expected. Tell us about that and how it inspired you to write this story.
Yeah, this was last summer. You know, I met a guy, nice guy, good job, fun to hang out with, all of that, you know, went on a couple of dates. But ultimately, when I saw his apartment, I saw that he kind of had a futon in several pieces that he had to put together when I arrived. He had like a light bulb hanging from the ceiling that was a little interrogation room vibed. And then I think, you know, what really resonated in this story for a lot of people was the kind of this like shirt cut into pieces as a curtain. And it was just clear to me that, you know, the basics that most adults do to maintain an inviting living space, you know, these weren't things that were being prioritized here.
Gotcha. Well,
I think the issue most women are facing out here is like the guy said, which this has been time memorial. Usually the top men have always had all the women go back to the kings and the emperors. They've always had all the women. But I think what is wrong with these women, they realize because their standards are so high as they get older, because like, this woman looks like late 20s, maybe early 30s, mid 30s. So she's saying this guy was looking good, he had a good job and everything, but his apartment was looking bad. But she expected him to have a mansion, in my opinion. If he had a mansion, if he only had a mansion, he would be the perfect guy. But because good-looking guy, dressed well, good job, but ugly apartment, that was a deal breaker for her. So most women are looking for men who have the full package. It's like it's not enough for you as a man to just be dressed well. It's not enough for you to just have good money. You have to be willing to spend it on her. Oh yeah, some of you guys make good money and you think that's what women are looking for. No, they're looking for men who are actually willing to spend the money on them, you know. And when she talks about a good apartment, for me, that tells me she's looking for a man who's going to let her move in so she can stop paying her own rent. Because if you're not planning to move into my place, why are you worried about what it looks like? You see what I mean?
And so, look, the takeaway here is that for guys, it doesn't have to be that hard. But I mean, you say if dating is a numbers game, the math isn't adding up. And I'm curious, I mean, what exactly do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's definitely something that I think a lot of women that I spoke to felt, but also we see it in the data. There are more women going to college and getting advanced degrees than men are. Women are more likely to talk to their close friends about really deep and meaningful things in their lives, while men are maybe more likely to talk about events in the news. So we see this disconnect happening where women are looking for certain things and there aren't enough men, you know, that are kind of like them. You know, if a woman's gone to college, she might want a man who's gone to college and works in a similar field or has similar aspirations to be an equal partner. And the data just shows that.
And that's the issue. They claim equal partner, but they want you to pay 100% of the bills. So how's that equal? And mind you, they still want to be able to work and save their money. So the guy has a degree, she has a degree. He has a good job, she has a good job. They claim that's equal. But when they get in a relationship, she wants you to now take on her bills. Sometimes she has student loan debt. She wants you to take on that as well. And then if you don't, even if you make good money, she will say you're not a good man because you're not willing to spend the money on her. And then the issue they're running into, that all of them, the ones who have good jobs and degrees and things like that, are also looking for the small percentage of men. The small percentage of men are the ones who have good money, because if you're a plumber and you're making good money, but because you don't have a normal college degree, some of them think you're not a good man because you don't have a college degree. Even if you're a good plumber, you're a good electrician, they don't like it because you have a blue collar job. It's crazy, but that's what's going on here. You know, so all of them want this small percentage of men, and when they can't get them to themselves, because they're not willing to share, you know, so if they can't get the nice degree, good looking, six-figure guy to themselves. They complain that there's not enough good men.
Women are kind of excelling in a lot of areas as they've become more independent and able to work.
See?
They're not really willing to settle, and the men aren't necessarily keeping pace in a lot of these metrics.
No, men are just giving up because you claim you're independent, but you want me to pay 100% of the bills. If you're independent and you want us to be equal, let's go 50-50. Oh yeah, you don't want 50-50. So men are like, okay, this is a lose-lose situation. It's a lose-lose situation. I might as well get on the plane, go to, I don't know, to the Philippines, go to Colombia, go to Brazil. Or if not, I'm just not going to date at all. I'm just going to do my own thing because you guys have heard the saying before. Men save money when single. Women save money when in relationships. And why? Because usually in a relationship, the man tends to pay for everything they do together. And sometimes they start to pay for the woman's bills as well. So that's why men lose money when in relationships. So men are looking at this and weighing the deal. It's like, is it worth it? Men are like, no. And then the women are like, oh, you don't make enough money. Oh, you don't qualify for me. Oh, men are giving up. It's like, is it worth it? Like, is it a good deal? Like, would you as a woman date a man who claims to be independent but expects you to pay their bills? Like, is that a good deal? No, it's not.
Well, and I'm curious, I mean, what are some of the surprising things that stood out to you about the current state of dating for both men and women that you talked to?
Yeah, I think one of the things that was the most surprising was I spoke to a lot of people that were more in their 30s or early 40s. You know, if you're in your 20s and you're dating, maybe some of this resonates with you, but that's also a time when maybe not as many people are looking for a serious relationship. So what I found is that the men I spoke to who are doing quite well, either dating casually while they're looking for a serious relationship, maybe trying both, they said that they're having a lot of fun, whether it's using dating apps, meeting people through friends, meeting people in public. And the women I spoke to are not having fun. They say that dating used to be fun in their 20s. And this was really surprising for some of the men that these women aren't having fun. And it's, you know, the women feel really frustrated. They feel like it's hard to find somebody that checks off the boxes that they want. And there's just this disconnect happening.
Yeah, because they have so many boxes to check off. They usually have a list of 100 things they want a man to do. They even have a way they want you to cut your beard. And sometimes if you're tall, you're rich, you get the money, you're willing to spend the money, but you're bored like me, you're not a good man. So they have so many checks men have to check off. So obviously you're going to be frustrated. And then if this man in his late 30s, early 40s was rejected during his 20s and 30s, and then finally he got the money, he's going to be like, oh, so when I didn't have nothing, you didn't want me. Now you want me, but it's not that you want me as a person. You just want me to pay for your bills and to take you to Cancun and to London and Dubai. So men are waking up, they're like, I don't know, man. I don't think this is a good deal. And the issue is the ladies talk about their issues and the issues they're facing in dating. Okay, there's not enough good men. There's not enough men with degrees. There's not enough men who are willing to pay 100% of the bills and all these things, but they never listen to what men are saying. Even when men are saying, oh, you're mean, your standards are too high, you have so many high expectations, and you want such a rich, expensive lifestyle. You know, when men give all these reasons, it's like, oh, divorce destroys men. When men talk about these things, women don't listen. You know, they only talk about the issues they're facing. They never listen to the issues men are saying. So eventually it has led to this big disconnect that she's talking about. And even the big media like Good Morning America are talking about it because there's a disconnect. So until women listen to men's issues for real, and not just say, oh, and then leave, you know, discredit or eliminate majority of men who are usually the average working men who make anywhere from 40 maybe to 70,000 regular jobs. They only have trade certificates and things like that. Until women consider those men as eligible, it's going to be a big issue because they're only talking about the high earning men who are not willing to settle down. That's who they're complaining about.
Well, Well, I think it's a fascinating piece, and you got a couple of laughs in the newsroom, just kind of going through some of these anecdotes. But I do think it's actually going to help a lot of people. So, Business Insider senior correspondent Amanda Huber, thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to her. But until they consider average men and they don't just focus on the upper, the small percentage of the high earning men, it's going to be a bit, because there's a huge percentage of average men they discredit. They don't even give a chance because they don't have all the money to pay all their bills, to pay all their student loans, and they don't have the money to take them to all these trips they want to go to travel the world. So until they realize that a degree is not the biggest, is not one of the criteria you should make to choose a man, it's going to grow. The gap is going to get bigger. Men are just going to give up and women are going to grow more frustrated. What do you guys think about that? All right, last I'm going to do, what should I do? Let me do, should I do Anton Daniels? Or should I do, all right, last one, I'm going to do this TikTok.
The secret to finding...
This woman was talking about how women should hate men in order to get a good man. It's crazy. I know it doesn't make sense, but let's go through it.
The secret to finding a good man is to hate men. And I know you guys are going to say, oh my God, how does that make any sense? When you hate men, you don't make excuses for them or their behavior. When you hate men, you will never meet a man that is not where he's supposed to be at in life and start feeling sorry for him or start trying to help him. When you hate men and a man disrespects you or does something wrong to you, you will not start feeling sympathy for him. You will not start caring about how he lost his grandmother in the 2nd grade. You're not going to give a fuck about any of that because you already can't stand him.
Quick question, guys. Imagine I made this video. Do you know how quickly I would get canceled? If a man said the same exact things she's saying, but he's saying them about women, he would get canceled. He will get attacked. But I can guarantee you, we're going to go through the comments and women are going to agree with her. I can guarantee you, 99% of the comments are going to agree with what she's saying. So apparently the new strategy is to hate men in order to find a good man. Rather than being a good woman, it's better to hate men in order to find a good man. We are cooked.
I also think when you hate men and you're dating, but men know that, they also know a little bit to tread a little lightly with you because it's like, I really don't even like your kind, right? I'm already not too fond of y'all. So the ice, you start on ice and you make your way to the ground, but you start on ice before it gets solid. So yeah, I thought I'd make this video because a lot of people have been tagging me in this one creator's video where she's talking about how women that hate men end up in the best relationships, and those that know me know that I loathe the existence of men. So yeah, and I think it just tracks. I just think it just tracks. I don't have any sympathy for these motherfuckers. Like I don't play.
I can guarantee you right now, that woman has no dad. If she dies, the dad wasn't available in her life, in the household. I can guarantee you, this woman
The secret to finding a
does not have her dad in her life. Like, there was no dad in the household. If he was, he left or he died. Whatever the reason, the dad wasn't there. He didn't raise her. And can you guess what's going to happen if this woman gets to have kids? Sons or daughters, what they're going to grow up to be like? Chances are the daughters are going to be single moms too, and they're going to hate men. And then she's going to raise a mama's boy who's not going to know how to treat women well. And then the cycle is going to keep repeating. I'm telling you. You know, they always scream how men need therapy, but that's a woman who needs therapy right there. But guess who she calls on the phone when something goes wrong? It's going to be the police. It's probably going to be men. Guess who she calls when there's a fire in her apartment? It's going to be the fireman. Guess who she calls where she takes her car when she needs it to be fixed? It's going to be the mechanic. So it's probably going to be men. you know. But let's go through the comments. Like I told you guys, 99% of the comments are going to agree with her. First comment, I have had a man admit he was a little afraid of displeasing me. It was good. But that has nothing to do with you hating the man. You know, no one should want to displease you. That's what the relationship is all about. And then she's like, they use your empathy against you. No, they don't. You just chose the wrong person. And then this lady says, it's not about hating men. It's about being not obsessed with them. Most women are obsessed with men a lot and literally live life to please men. I agree with the first part. Like, you don't have to hate someone in order to get a good person. Be good, have boundaries, and pick and choose who you want in your life. That's it. I don't know everything, but I know if you're good to people and you don't receive back in return, you can always walk away. This woman says, when you hate them, you can see them for who they really are. And some of you guys are going to be in relationships with these kind of women. Yeah, you watching me, you're going to be in a relationship with this kind of woman talking about she hates men. So some of you are going to bed with women, sleeping next to women who hate you. I'm just letting you know. So if you don't catch on the characteristics and the behaviors, I'm sorry for you, bro. And then this woman says, honestly, zero tolerance on everything. They hate men out here. This is true because I hate them bad and find red flags immediately. I told you guys, these comments are crazy. So for me, what scares me is some of you guys are actually dating these kind of women. But also, the number one thing that really scares me is these people are raising kids with so much hate. Guess who's going to be hating as well? Their kids. And their kids are going to be dating your kids, or going to be involved with your kids, associate with your kids in schools, in society. That scares me so much. And the ones who still want to date you, knowing you don't put up with BS, already passed the first round. This is true. This is 100% true. I'm married to a great man, and he know I will leave yesterday. What did I just tell you guys? Some of you guys are dating, married to, and sleeping next to women who hate men, and you don't even know about it. So I'll give you, I'll give you, some. I'll be nice and not criticize you too much because some of you guys don't know the signs. But you can see she's married and she's under a post that says that she hates men, to hate men. Exactly. And guess what? They hate me back because they all know about themselves the minute they get around me. I mean, if they're not around you, I guess good for them, right? This woman says been hating them since 89. So over 36 years she's been hating men. So it's bad out here. I'm at a loss of words. Anyway, guys, till next time, peace.